What's up, everyone? It's race week for Ironman Arizona, and yeah, fired up. It's Monday, November 10th, and I'm gonna try to just not talk about every aspect of my career, but my main learnings and why this video is titled A New Chapter. So, for those of you who know me, and those of you who don't know me, you would know, or you maybe don't know, that I have always liked to do a lot of different things. I've been a pretty free-spirited person. I love being an athlete, you know. I've always loved the gym, doing fun tricks and stuff like that. You guys probably saw that video on Instagram recently of me doing all that gymnastic stuff. But, you know, while I was doing that, I was full-on triathlon training, called myself a triathlete, and I was having fun. And that was a season of life where I was progressing very rapidly, too, in the sport. Not that that's, like, the way for me to be successful, but there's something in there that definitely is, and we'll get there. But when I got my pro license in 2018, I started down this path of listening to people too much, listening to other coaches and other athletes, specifically other coaches in the industry. Very successful coaches say, you know, gone are the days of not being so specific to any one distance, or gone are the days of skiing in the off season, Nordic skiing for cross training. Like, you have to be very specific to triathlon and swim, bike, run. And I took that very literal, and I quit doing the things that I love, like Nordic skiing in the winter and playing in the gym and just being strong and robust. And
last long run.
What happened over the years,
on it. Lots of fluid.
I started to stagnate. In the last couple of years, I really stagnated to a point where
it's gonna be great.
Racing to me is not fun anymore. It hasn't been, because one, I've had races where, you know, I'm crushing it and at the front and having fun. And that's what's fun to me about racing in a high-level sport, is performing, not just participating. And that's just for me, you know. I'm not saying that's for anyone else. And anyway, I started to decline. I started to decline. The last two winters, I remember I was pretty much averaging 12 hours on the bike in this garage on the trainer. And when springtime rolled around, I was fried, because I get into this mindset and mentality. You hear it on motivational videos, is champions are built in the off season. So no messing around, stay focused, and lock in. You know, you can't do anything else but your craft. And you know what? That might work for some people. That might work for some men and women. But I'm not those some men or women. Obviously I'm not a woman. I'm a man. But you know what I mean. So for me, it's having fun, pushing myself in different ways. Yeah, and just keeping my body thinking and guessing. And
fresh. Is
that keeps
the overhand?
Me, the athlete, happy,
like, wow,
and healthy,
and
yeah, striving for more.
Open it
so,
up.
Just recently, you know, and I'm 32 now, and I'll be 33 in January. Have two kids, a 4-month-old and a 2-year-old.
Like
and
stand like that?
Yes.
All right.
Because it engages your glutes,
Glutes,
your inner thighs.
thighs.
It's you know,
It's tiring.
my life has
stand there like
changed
that
quite a bit.
all day and just flex.
I work.
Which is, you just
work
flex
full-time,
all day.
and and I train and family and all that, just like all of you. You know, got a lot going on, and so I just have to be creative. I have to be a little different. I have to go back to my roots of what was fun, because at the end of the day, I'm an athlete, and whatever is gonna get me across that finish line the fastest, I need to find those things that help me get there. And the other piece of that is, I noticed, because I'm not as joyful, and maybe because I have been pushing myself at a certain volume level, where my legs just are not recovering. Like I'm always fatigued when I get on the bike. It's hard for me to push power. And I get locked into this mode of, well, I got to do volume no matter what. And one,
Definitely.
I know that to not be true. Like, I know there's guys who are very successful on low volume with intensity control. So, you know, I got to get back to training in a way where I can recover from the work that I'm asking my body to do. So going into this race, Ironman Arizona, it's been a very low volume block. So I'm excited to see how I react to that training. But I also recognize my legs are not absorbing, specifically on the bike. Like, I'm not absorbing the work like I have. Like, I know when I'm about to crush it in a race on the bike. You know, you kind of like have that gut feeling because training went a certain way, and you're feeling pretty good. But my legs just haven't been eating the training, cycling specifically, the way I would like them to. So, you know, so after Arizona, it's going to be a small bit of a reset, let their legs really recover. And then this winter block, instead of doing a super high volume build, it's going to be, if you think of swim, bike, run as 3 levers, we're going to pull back on the bike and the swim, the volume. So it's low volume bike, swim. And then we're going to push the volume lever on the run. So building up a nice aerobic base, kind of a reverse periodization in the swim and the bike, and then traditional on the run. But, you know, for me, to run a marathon fast, one, you need to be strong in the gym, you need to be mobile and durable, and then you need to have miles in your legs. So anyway, that's kind of the plan after Arizona, is to, you know, get back to training and just good high quality, always absorbing the work. That's going to be the goal. The number one focus is, am I absorbing what I'm asking my body to do? And anyway, I think it'll pay dividends, but we're going to try it. And so that's part of the new chapter. And I guess we're kind of getting there now, where it's like, it's a new chapter, but it's not the last chapter. So the new chapter is, well, let me back up. When I think about goal setting in my life, I have achieved the goals I've set for myself, and that I've given myself time to develop and not rush it. Like, not putting any timelines on anything, because I don't think that's good, because I think you can shortchange yourself. But when I set a specific goal, I just try to find a fun, creative way to get there. And it doesn't have to be how anyone else has done it in the past. It just has to be how I think I can get there. And specifically becoming a professional athlete, it took me since 2011 to 2018. In 2011, I said I want to be a pro, and then the journey to getting my pro license. And then when I got my pro license, I kind of lost my way a little bit because, you know, it was more like, okay, I just want to go race them and get my butt kicked. I remember saying that. I just want to like go see what it's like and yeah, get my butt kicked. And that I did. And then there came a time in 2023 where I had my best race season, getting a podium finish at Ironman 70.3 Peru, getting some a podium finish at White Lake triathlon against Trevor Foley and Andrew Starkowitz. So like I was starting to race well. I was pushing really high power, you know, kind of around that sub 2 hour bike split for 70.3. And, you know, that year I went and trained with Lionel Sanders and Trevor Foley, and I was living with Trevor, and I was around a good community of guys who were just working hard and we were having fun. And that paid off for me. But then, you know, again, like I was alluding to, I took triathlon way too seriously after that because I was like, right, when you have a good season, a breakthrough season, 2023 for me, you're like, I gotta just really buckle down and focus. And to my demise, that, you know, I mean, that ruined my progress. And I just started going backwards. So lesson learned. But where was I going? So goal setting. And I have a lot of examples of goals that I've set and I've accomplished, and maybe we can go through that on a podcast or something someday. But setting this specific goal to get into the PTO top 100 and making it to Kona, Hawaii, the World Championships.
Well, that's another level.
Those are outcome goals. But what it does is it's like they're very specific now. So it's like, okay, now you work backwards. What does it take to get there? So there's a lot of metrics out there that can show you the way. And then you just have to work backwards to where you are currently, your fitness, and then you start training the demands to get there. But you can't grab fitness from the top up, you have to push it from the bottom. So this next new chapter is me going back to when I was trying to get my pro license. And that was just times, trying to hit fun, fast times, not outcome goals like a place. Well, I guess a time's an outcome goal, but like, you know, I got to get top 10, I got to get a paycheck. It's like, that's gone. That will come naturally when I just start performing and executing excellent training and race execution. So like, and that, you can't control any of that. It can excite you, it can motivate you, but for me, it is now. I have a list of probably 13 goals on a piece of paper where when I achieve them throughout the next years of my triathlon career, it will put me in the best position to achieve a Kona slot and entering that PTO top 100. And the big thing while I'm chasing this goal is really appreciating and celebrating the little wins along the way. That's something I haven't done ever, maybe, or it's been a long time. So we're going to celebrate every little victory that I have along the way, and we'll just keep sharing it. So, new chapter is that in chasing those two goals, while just trying to get fast times. And I don't have that list in front of me right now, but you sure as bet sub 8 hour Ironman is on the list for 2026. And maybe I'll tell you the goals at a later date. But anyway, so just getting faster, getting fast times, and putting good training together. So, and the other very important thing to me is, well, I was thinking about this the other day. This popped in my head. So, in the Bible, Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans, or many plans are in a man's heart, but the Lord's decree will prevail." So, that indicates that despite human intentions, divine purpose ultimately stands and will be fulfilled. So many are the plans in my heart, right, to make it into the top 100 and go to Kona, and tons of goals after. But the Lord determines our steps. So what does that mean for me? You know, what I do on earth is very important. And achieving these goals are not as important as God's divine purpose. So, I don't know, how does that look then for me? And if you're a Christ follower, or if you're wondering, you know, what does that look like to be a Christ follower? Or why would I want to be a Christian and follow Jesus? I think being in prayer throughout the day about everything, inviting Jesus into everything in your life, can be very fulfilling, and it makes chasing goals more meaningful. And you know, at the end of the day, we want everyone to come to Jesus, because that is the most important decision you can make in your life as you're seeking that out. So, you know, I think my encouragement is that we should all be reading every day in Scripture. We should be praying for the things that we care about. We should be praying for the others who need prayer. If you need prayer, just comment on this video, anything, and I'll be praying for you. And
smile, you're on camera.
yeah. And it'll just make this whole journey, whatever your goals are in life, more meaningful. And then if you're like I don't know, if you're new to this, I haven't really thought about Christianity much. I recently watched a video, Phil Robinson. He's one of the Duck Dynasty guys, and I love that guy. He's got a lot of wisdom. But he was saying, if you don't know where to start with the last 2 chapters of Matthew, the last 2 chapters of Mark, the last 2 chapters of Luke,
last mile here.
and the last 2 chapters of John.
How are we feeling? Smashed.
And you'll
I just told John I need a week recovery.
In the best way.
you'll come to find the gospel,
What do you know?
We're having fun.
We got taper coming.
and you'll understand it.
Nailed it today.
It's a good place to start.
I'm just gonna lay in bed until Arizona.
Lay in bed,
But
that's the strategy.
anyway, make Jesus the priority,
You
and
do it. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Oh, how's it breaking up?
and then watch the
Look at
fruit
this.
just come into your life. And expect it.
Picked a good day in November to run 20 miles in Montana.
Anyway, that's the new chapter.
Second.
Subscribe if you want. You don't have to. Give it a like, and I'll just keep showing the videos. But you know, for me and having kids, I guess I'm just trying to maybe document what it takes to achieve your goals that you set for yourself. I want my kids to see that if they ever watch back. And I want them to know that their dad prioritized Jesus over everything. And if you can do that, he'll make a way, and his way is perfect, even if it's a setback. Just know that maybe you need to learn a little more. Maybe he's testing you and refining you. Trials are good. So when you hit a wall, just make sure you're on your knees asking God for guidance and understanding of what he wants you to learn in that season. Because I've certainly hit a wall, and for me, Jesus has always been he's not always been a priority in my life. He's been a very important piece, but he's asking more of me, and he's probably asking more of you as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. We're gonna go rip this Iron Man, and we're just gonna keep getting faster. Thanks for following. See ya.